Life is a winding road.
Welcome to the restorative movement session. My name is Veronica, and today's session is going to be a very gentle one, but maybe a very challenging one in terms of meditation. We're going to be doing a long meditation, and we're going to do like a 3-stage meditation where we're going to do our first and then working with a little bit of a balance pose just to check how that meditation affects in our equilibrium, in our stability. And we just want to observe that. So it's going to be a class that you'll need a chair only, and it could be any chair just for you to hold the back of the chair. You can also use a wall because we just need a place where we can hold ourselves and gain better balance, and a place where you can comfortably sit. So pay attention that you're not laying on your bed because you're going to be wide awake, and maybe you can sit on a chair, but if you sit also on the floor, you really have to make sure you're comfortable. So you can use blocks, you can use cushions, pillows, firm pillows, or you can fold blankets or towels. I usually do that, and I usually use 2. So that creates a very good firm cushion where I can sit very comfortable. So let's get started. Just choose any seated position where your legs feel relaxed. Definitely sit on somewhere that gives you height, that lifts your hips higher. And we're just going to let the breath be. We're not gonna focus on inputting any changes on the breath. You can either close your eyes or gaze at the floor. Some of you like to light a candle and just place it down on the floor in the center and focus on the flame, and that might help. So make sure you are only allowing the breath to be. We're not giving any judgment on how is the breath or how it should be. And we're going to allow the breath to be. Maybe if you want to inhale longer, or if you want to exhale longer, you're going to just respond to that, of what your lungs are needing. So you know that the breath is there, and we're going to come back to the breath eventually. We are now going to focus outside of the breath, and we're going to go as far as we can go. So you can choose maybe a sound that is as far as you are, just outside the room. Can be past the door of your room, could be maybe outside the house. It's okay if there is noise outside the house. You really want to focus on that, onto whatever is happening outside this room. And maybe in case your attention shifts somewhere else, You're going to use the breath again to check on in the breath. See if you need larger inhalations or exhalations. And again, go outside of the room with your attention. It can be with your ear, for example, but try not to use your sight. Do not take your eyes maybe through a window. You're going to rest your eyes down or closed. The eyes, the sight, collects way too much information. And what we need is to simplify our experience, to make it as simple, as clear, easy to understand, easy to live it. So keep focusing your attention on the sounds outside the room. If it's a sound that disturbs you, it's alright, focus on that sound. It shouldn't be a sound that can be unsafe to you. It just may be something that is disturbing or uncomfortable, a truck, a machine, but then we are going to keep focusing on that. Keep exposing ourselves to that sound that is uncomfortable and just breathe there. Allow our breath to express as we accept that sound happening outside our room. You can be shifting to one place and the other, your breath and the sound. It can also be a smell from maybe outside of the room. Of course, now it's inside. But we're going to choose something far from us. And keep accepting that that is happening. Yes, it can be uncomfortable, but we can still breathing, focusing on the breath. Long deep breath in and long deep breath out. You can listen to your breath, but then go outside the room and really leave, observe with your mindful, not with the eyes, not with the sight, but with your attention, with your presence. Hear that noise and accept it. You can maybe say something like, that is happening. That sound is happening right now. It's what I can listen in my ears. That is what I am hearing, and I can still breathing. Safely, I can still allowing my breath to express how deeply it wants to be. Just as your breath needs to be. We're not placing any control on the breath. Just attention, contemplation. We're going to stay with that sound or with that smell. I'm gonna say with that sensorial output, we're gonna stay with that object. We're gonna say we accept that that is happening here and now. Just as it is, it's okay, it's perfect, it's fine. That is perfection. Allowing things to be as they are. That's because it's perfect. That's why it's perfect. Because they just are. We're definitely not going to target or categorize any, no concepts, no judgments. Just focusing attention to that object outside of the room. Keep breathing deeply in. Allow your exhalation to happen. And very gently, we're going to start rubbing the hands. You can rub it on your knees. You can rub it against each other. Maybe the torso of your hands. Whatever creation of touch, safe touch that you want to give to our body. You can also do arms, triceps. You can do one armpit, one tricep. You can do shoulders and pressing a little bit down, but create a little heat with your palms. If something does not feel safe, look for a place where you can actually give a safe touch. Bring that memory of yourself, knowing what is to care, what is to give respectfulness on the way you touch your own body. Very good. So we're gonna shake a little bit that moment that we just had from an object outside. We're gonna wide open our eyes. If you need to gaze at a light bulb, sometimes that helps to erase the blurriness, the laziness, the tiredness, that we just want to go to sleep. Well, we'll do the opposite. We're going to open widely the eyes. Very well. Move your eyes all around, and you're going to open wide the palms of your hands and move your legs just as you need. Some of you also like to give a little squeeze to the toes. This is like awake, and help ourselves awake from a meditation, a contemplation, and bring this back here and now. You can move your toes also, spread them wide open. Squeeze and spread. Very well. And maybe swipe a little bit your legs. Some of you maybe would like to give yourselves a little twist. Just put down off your cushion in case you want to give yourself a little twist. Just whatever you need to move your body and let the body avoid numbness. Very well. Very well. All is good. All is fine. We're going to go to the second part of this stage. It's going to be just the same, but we're going to move into an object in the room. So again, choose a seat. Allow your back to be very long. Wait for your legs to be ready to set back in place. And now we're going to use our sightness, but we're going to leave it, of course, in the room, and we're just going to select an object. This can be a stain in the floor, this can be a texture in your mat. You can maybe place something that is here underneath you, for example, and you can just choose one place of the blanket. What I don't want you to do is to start moving the site all around your room. So again, you're going to choose something that allows your gaze to rest down. We're going to spend here only 5 minutes, just 5 minutes contemplating that thing. So what I want you to choose is something that is particularly not pretty, particularly weird in its form, very irregular in its shape, a color that it's not your favorite, definitely not your favorite. And we are going to be watching and observing that for just 4 more minutes. I'll mind the time. And you stay concentrating on evaluating, examining, contemplating, observing. You're looking for more and more detail of that object. Whenever you feel you're zooming out, you're starting to dream awake, blink again and blink again, and look for more details of that object. Now we're going to incorporate the breath. So you can just switch from one place to another, only 2 spots, your breath and that object. If there has been a breath that you've particularly liked from my sessions, you can use it because maybe that is what your lungs, your body is needing. And that is what we're going to do. Instead of putting an input, a control, an instruction on your breath, we're going to just allow the breath to behave as it wants to be, to act. And the only thing you're going to do is to observe it. You want to pay attention to the breath. So be between those 2 spots. That object. Check if there is a necessity of your body to flight, to get out of this situation. To think about something that it's been hurting you for some time. Check if the mind tells you that now you are bored, you're boring. Any of both or both. just check in. What does your thoughts interfere when they interrupt your contemplation to the object and to the breath? Usually there's a need of having, or there's a need of rejecting. Then observe. You're here for that, only to contemplate and to give space to your thought to express. So you cannot be driven by them, but you can observe them outside, from like an outside point of view. And it's okay, we're allowing every thought to express, even if it's an unpleasant one or not. We want to see what the mind is telling you. Usually is needing something or is rejecting something. The surprise now with this exercise is that you are going to feel that you are in the middle, that you finally are able to feel that you are in a center, that you can practice serenity, which means not wanting and also not rejecting, not bouncing from that spot to the other, wanting, rejecting, wanting, rejecting. None of both, neither of both. You can stay steady, observing more colors, more shapes. Inhale deeply. Close your eyes if it's possible, or gaze at the lowest point, your nose tip. You're not gazing that shape anymore, you're coming back to the breath. And how does that feel to not reacting to that thing that you needed or to that thing that you rejected? No reaction. You were just there, breathing, listening at the breath. What is the breath requesting to you? What is needing from you? And that's the only thing that matters right now. Your breath. It's like the thing that you care the most. Your most beautiful and precious treasure. Open your eyes. Again, we're going to give ourselves a gentle, super safe touch. So maybe you're finding another place in your body that you're ready to awaken in a way. It's like, hey, wake up. Just as you touch a little puppy. That's like, hi, how are you? Wake up. It's okay. Super safe touch. Localize a spot in your body that needs that nurtureness, nourishment. And once you feel that feeling of really, really caring, and you can really imagine you're petting a dog, a puppy, something that you really feel that is love. Just feel that. Imagine that is. Maybe it's your daughter, your son, whatever brings in you that sense of, I would love this and I'll be no harm, absolutely hurt less to this being. And then that's how you're going to touch that part of your body. It could be an ankle, it can be your sore knees. Very well. We're going to shake a little bit before we switch to the next one. So again, we're going to lay in the floor, place one of our elbows, and we're going to stretch the upper side of the body. It can be only an arm. Really press the lower shoulder down. And if you want to express with the whole body, you can stretch the leg as well. Spread the toes, spread the fingers. Like you're expanding the sensation, whatever, hopefully positive sensation that you have. Now let's just switch sides. We're being very gentle in this practice. Again, press the shoulder down, the arm, the hand, and just stretch the upper side of the other side of your body. Feel that everything can get simpler. That you can understand without words, because everything is easier. You got it. You get it. You can actually also understand your own thoughts easier because they can be way less complex. We are looking for that. We're looking to simplify all that complexity that sometimes is definitely so entangled in our mind. So we want to feel that we are untangling all that. Great. Now we're going to measure how these meditations are going to the body. So you can use a chair. You can just go to the chair. Hold yourself from the chair and just lift one leg to the opposite leg. This is usually the tree pose. This is a very common pose. You can do it as complicated as you want or as advanced as you want with the hip opener, or not, just like this. But really try to lift the whole feet from the floor without leaving the toes. This is a very basic one with the toes down. But today we really want to have just one foot on the ground. And you can let go the chair whenever you're ready. The chair is there for you. So whenever you have to grab the chair, it's okay. Grab it. That's why I want you to have the chair. It's fine. But the challenge here, because we're in a program that is challenging us, that effort is the only way. The only way forward is the only way to heal. It's to effort. And it's a constant effort. Hey, don't be like, oh, done, did my effort and that's done. No, it's an everyday, every time. So you're going to do the effort of letting go the chair. And you're just going to measure your balance. And we're going to do another 2 rounds of this meditation, just like the ones we just had. And we're going to see after how is our balance going. So again, if you need to grab the chair or the wall, then grab whatever furniture. Maybe you have there another thing. Now switch to the other side. Let's just measure how sides are doing today. Usually the hip wants to pop out to here. So let's press the hip back in the center and allow the energy, instead of leak to one side, to flow to the whole body vertically. So we want like a tree to have the energy flowing only back up and down, maybe to the branches as well. But we want to have the energy in ourselves. And grab the chair, it's okay. That's why it's there for you. And maybe you want to have your arms, your hands in one place. Maybe you're better with the hands, with the arms wide to the sides. Just look where you can gain more stability. Because balance, you have it or you don't have it. But stability is the one that we can improve gradually. Alright, just check in. You're scanning, evaluating very well. But you're not harsh with yourself, okay? Just as you would do with someone close, with your favorite pet, with that thing that we care the most. Well, just like that, we're practicing this with our body today. Let's go back to our seat. Kindly sit. Maybe use your knees if you need. And let's go back to the meditation. So place your legs as you need in order for your spine to grow tall and long. You can maybe this time interlace your fingers and have the thumbs tips together. So this could be also a good meditation for whenever you are done of work. This is a meditation that calms us down, settles us down. Now we're going to look for an object that is right in front of us. That usually is the space right in front of our nose tip. That's what usually that the meditators and the teachers use, because the nose is the body part that we can see without moving the head. It's just moving the eyes. You don't have to move any part of your body, but if you only move your eyes, you're going to have the nose in front of you. So in front of your nose, you're going to kind of visualize or imagine that there is air, of course, and your attention is going to be there. I know, it's a little bit more challenging. Sometimes I like to switch from one eye to the other, like how my left eye gazes at that spot and then how my right eye does it. Don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. Keep staring, gazing at that point in front of your nose. It can be a little bit tiring for the eyes, actually. It demands the eyes to effort. And then going back to the breath. And then if this is uncomfortable, then it's good news. That is what we want to feel. And meanwhile, you leave the discomfort, you experience and embody discomfort. You're just going to breathe. You're just going to breathe, to listen if the breath wants to get deeper than you do, if the exhalation wants to be a bit shorter than you do. And we're going to be here for only one more minute. That's it. 1 minute of discomfortness because your eyes are gazing at the very tip of your nose. Observe the thoughts. Do you need something? Are you rejecting something? Do you want to flight from this discomfort? Do you think it's a silly discomfort, or do you think it's a very important discomfort? Okay, it's alright. It doesn't matter at the end, because you're going to focus on the breath again. Keep breathing for 20 more seconds. Stay only there. Tip of your nose and breath. Three, two, one, and relax. Watch yourself being able to shake that off, being able to let that discomfort go away. Shift to any pose that you need, that your body is requesting, for a bit of relief, for serenity. We're going to stand up one more time. Take your time. And we're going to be 5 seconds in the tree pose again. You can do a medium one or a more advanced, which is placing the feet upward, but in neither case on the knee, you don't want to touch your knee. And you want to measure. If you gain more stability, more serenity after that exercise, maybe you're holding to the chair less. Maybe your arms are more relaxed and you don't need to move them much. Let's switch to the other side. Have the chair there for you to assist you. Feel the energy flows up and down without leaks. The more you have your eyes steady in one point, don't fall asleep, the more stability you're gaining. So we're going to wrap up our session with one last meditation. And this exercise, again, requires you to be seated, however, wherever you want to sit, but it has to be in a firm place. Do not lay on a bed, on a couch. Again, you can place your gaze down or close your eyes. And now we are going to focus, we're going to turn up the volume a little bit more, and we're going to focus on the tiny moment where you switch from inhalation to exhalation. I know it's a microsecond, millisecond. So come within to your breath. Find the spot, the moment. Analyze it, explore it, evaluate it. contemplate it. Is it shorter after you exhale? Is it longer after you inhale? For 2 minutes only. You can say, here it is, when you find it, again and again. It's like playing tennis. And you hit the ball just in the right moment, in the right place. And you can see how it moves from one side to the other. Badminton, pickleball. Here it is. Here it is. Here. Hit. Hit. You can say any word with your inner voice that you're localizing that super small spot in between inhalation and exhalation when it changes from one to the other. 1 more minute only. Stay in the exercise, in the object. The object is super, super short. Don't miss it. You can miss it, but don't worry. You're gonna have it right after. Catch it again. And as many times as you can. See if the rate accelerates. Just contemplate. Don't freak out. All is good. All is fine. All is well. Last 20 seconds. Stay with it. Stay with it. Three, 2, and 1. Personally, this exercise sometimes makes me in a good mood because it's like funny just to watch when I'm gonna get that spot right. It's like, well, for me it's like playing tennis or playing ping pong. It gets a little bit funny when you catch that moment. So we want to place our attention in simple, simple, simple things like that, as long as they are in the present moment. And we want to observe now how the thoughts behave then. How long does your mind takes for it to go back to that is searching you? You don't want to. There is a lot of tools that can help you placing your attention here, because this moment is the most important of your life. Is where you can do things, is what brought you here, but where you can start everything else. The only place where you can act is this moment now, and it is a present. So from me to you, have a very good weekend and see you next time. Thank you very much. Don't forget to go back to the chair and to measure your balance.
Life is a winding road,